it is the Thursday before the Rolls Royce National Concourse meeting. So we have Rolls Royces here. This one, both mega cars. This one I have detailed about 3 years ago, and we've just given it a lovely freshen up before the meeting at the weekend. And this one is the car I want to talk to you about a bit more, because the car is cool and it's one of one, and also the paint is really special for a number of geeky reasons that we love. So yeah, that car, this car here, was commissioned by Prince Jefri, who is the Sultan of Bruneis' brother, apparently. It's a 1982 car. It was finished in 1985. So it was bought off the line, went to Hoopers, was completely redone. If you know your Rolls Royces, Hoopers are the men. Stretched, interior was completely redone as a one-off. Hi-fi was done. It was mega. Lovely little anagram, what are they called? Monograms, not anagrams. That's different. That's when you swap all the letters around. Monogram. Monogram was put on the door. She's a beauty. Part of a beautiful private collection, and it's coming out to the Owners' Club meeting, so it's a proper one-of-one car. The interesting thing for us detailers is the paint on it is a really unique paint type. So it is what we would call a single stage, which lots of cars had in the 70s and 80s. Most paint types were single stage, so no clear coat. But it's a metallic, so it is a single stage metallic, which is actually a really, really rare paint type. If you are the sort of person that can remember the 70s and 80s, you'll remember that most cars then were single colour. So what we call a flat colour, a single colour, so non-metallics. Metallics pretty much came in when paint systems changed around then to the clear coat system. For a number of weird reasons. My paint history isn't good enough to tell you why. I'm sure if you know, put it in the comments or something. But you will nearly always see, modern cars are clear coated over a metallic base coat. So the interesting phenomena that we get as detailers when we polish this crazy paint is, although it's a really light blue on top, the pad we're polishing with goes black. So if it's a red car, it's single stage, the pad goes red. If it's a blue car, it would go blue. On that car, it goes black. And the geeky reason for that is that the metallic in the paint is actually lumps of metal. Aluminium, I think. So when you polish aluminium with a cloth, it goes black, doesn't it? And that's the same reason that when we polish that car, the pad itself goes black. One of the things, I'm sitting here in a workshop full of classics. It's one of those crazy weeks where we've just had stunning amount of classics in, which normally, a lot of the work we generally do is on more modern cars. So I'm looking at all the cars I can see are all single stage old cars and some absolute beauties, which I'll be able to show you soon as well. And the thing that we get into, especially when we're talking about stuff like this, especially when we're talking about the blue car, one-of-one, all the value and all the history and everything in that car really is in its original paint. Now, once we get into cars that are more than about 20 years old these days, you can't paint that paint anymore. You can't buy it, it's illegal to spray it, it's impossible to replace. So the value of that car, not all of it, but a lot of its originality is in that paint. So as a detailer, anyway, I would argue we always have a responsibility to clear coat depth and to balancing clear coat depth and protection and all that sort of stuff. And I've spoken about that in some other videos. But that stuff is all magnified even more when you're talking about something like this car, where its provenance and its history and everything is into the paint covering that it's got. A geeky fact about a single stage metallic paint is that if you take too much of it off, you can change that colour because you just remove those metal particles permanently from the paint. So very much the task with that is balancing gloss with the geeky stuff that we love, swirl removal and getting every last mark out of it. You have to rein yourself back a little bit when you're polishing a car like that. You have to go for gloss and bias. As my lovely friend Fabrizio, hello Fabrizio if you're watching, my wonderful friend Fabrizio at Bruneis says you must bias for gloss, especially when it's something like that. And there are lots of special things with that car. So the leather is a very rare leather type that needed special care. The products, pretty much everything we used on that car was Swiss wax. And you know, in this world of ceramic coatings and of all these newer ways of finishing a car, Swiss wax for me is still, on something like that is so unique and has got so many delicate finishes, it is just by far the best system for caring for that sort of vehicle. So I've got just a few little bits to finish off on these, but I wanted to just film this quick video, guerrilla style, on this one because she is so beautiful. And this one because you won't see it very often. The owner has given me some very kind permission to do a quick video on it. It's, you know, that car will be tucked away for the next 20 years now, so this is pretty much the only time she'll be out and about. And it is a mega thing with some unique challenges from a detailing point of view and from a care point of view, that if you have a car like that, or if you come across a car like that, or if you see one at a show, maybe just work with the owner a bit and just give it a bit more respect and have a think about it, because if you brush past it and your jeans catch on it or something and it puts a scratch in it, there is no way you can replace that original paint. It can't, it doesn't exist anymore. Those systems are illegal to have, they're not made anymore, they're not manufactured, you can't paint them. It's, yeah, you're throwing away history really. So, and more in this world, and the more customers I chat to with the way the classic car market is, people are blanket restoring cars. And one of the phrases that another good customer of mine has introduced me to, which I firmly believe in, is a car is only original once, which is very, you know, in these days when cars are lasting much longer than they ever were, it's very true. So just some food for thought for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't watched some of the others, go watch some of them, that'd be mega. And yeah, let me know your feedback. Do you like this video? Is this working for you, this style? Got some more cars for you. It's still crazy busy, so I'm just trying to do these as and when I can. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. If you've got a mate that would like it, maybe tag him in it, share it, do all of that stuff. It really helps me, helps people find out about TI22 and the work that we're doing here. And it all really does help. And I really appreciate those of you that are doing it, because there are you guys out there that are doing all of that stuff. And that's super cool. So thank you very much. Bye! Look at that! Crazy Rolls Royces. If you go into the Owners Club meeting, by the way, this weekend, let me know if you've seen them.